lot of people thought when you started to run that this was a joke, that you weren't going to get anywhere, that you were a buffoon. You know it all. Okay, but now
I don't think they thought I was a buffoon. What kind of a statement is that?
Excuse me.
You need some water, madam?
Would you like us to take a 60-second, 2-minute break?
No. Just let me grab a lozenge.
First, let's touch on this debate that's coming up that you're going to moderate for Newsmax, with Newsmax. So far, only Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum have agreed.
We're not seeing a lot of courage here, are we?
Not so far.
Not lots of courage. You know,
Are you
these
still
Republicans,
gonna do it, if
they're
it's just
supposed to be
those two?
brave.
Do you really think that you're a better moderator than I am?
No, I could never beat you. That wouldn't even be close. There would be no contest. You have done a great job, by the way, and I mean it.
Thank you. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Good.
They're dealing with somebody that's a little bit different. They can't toy with me like they toy with everybody else. So let them have their debate, and let's see how they do with the ratings. But when they sent out the wise guy press releases a little while ago, I was all set to do the debate. I came here to do the debate. When they sent out the wise guy press releases a little while ago, done by some PR person along with Roger Ailes, I said bye-bye.
Tweeted, I refuse to call Megyn Kelly a bimbo because that would not be politically correct. Instead, I will only call her a lightweight reporter.
I was not treated well by Fox. They came out with this ridiculous PR statement. It was like drawn up by a child, and it was a taunt. And I said, you know, how much of this do you take? I have zero respect for Megyn Kelly. I don't think she's very good at what she does. I think she's highly overrated. And frankly, she's a moderator. I thought her question last time was ridiculous.
Do you really think that you're a better moderator than I am?
No, I could never beat you. That wouldn't even be close. There would be no contest. You have done a great job, by the way, and I mean it.
Thank you. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Good.
We are joined by Rick Davis, a Republican strategist and former campaign manager for John McCain.
This was a thought-out process. He doesn't want to debate if he doesn't have to. He knew that as a front runner, a week away from Iowa, he was going to get hammered on that stage. And his attitude is, why bother? I mean, you know, this idea that it's got something to do with Megyn Kelly is ridiculous. He's just using her as a scapegoat like he did last time. What Fox needs to do is man up and say, you know, we're for the process. Megyn's a part of that process. You got to fit into the process. I don't see Trump taking advantage of any of this unless it comes out of somebody. And the only person he's going to get votes from is Ted Cruz. And that's why you see that starting to fire up. And Cruz figured out that the only way he's going to start to grow, because he's taken all of the Carson vote already, is by starting to eat into the Trump base. And so I think that's the next show. And I think that's one of the reasons why Trump has decided not to go to this debate. Why give a free shot to Ted Cruz right before a primary? There's a campaign for first in Iowa, and there's a campaign for third in Iowa. The campaign for first is between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. So it's not like Trump's support, if it dwindles, is going to go to anybody in the mainstream. The mainstream candidates have to consolidate. That's the contest for third. Who is going to show up as the best one to challenge either Cruz or Trump or both? There has not been the scrutiny given to Donald Trump that historically is given to the front runner. Right? It's one thing to say, well, you know, if you're third or fourth in the pack, we'll get around to you when you start to get hot. He's been hot for 6 months. He's climbed up in the polls. He's now the undisputed front runner, and he's not getting the scrutiny that other front runners have gotten historically.
I'm very pro-choice. I am pro-choice in every respect. I just believe in choice.
I always had a great relationship with Harry Reid, and frankly, if I weren't running for office, I'd be able to deal with her, I'd be able to deal with Reid, I'd be able to deal with anybody. But I think I'd be able to get along very well with Nancy Pelosi and just about everybody. Hey, look, I think I'll be able to get along well with Schumer, Chuck Schumer. I was always very good with Schumer. I was close to Schumer in many ways, and you know, it's important that you get along.
Hey, I lived in New York City and Manhattan all my life, okay? So, you know, my views are a little bit different than if I lived in Iowa, perhaps.
I'm going to be able to. I've always had a good relationship with Nancy Pelosi. I've never had a problem. Reed's going to be gone. I always had a decent relationship with Reed, although lately, obviously, I haven't been dealing with him, so he'll actually use my name as the ultimate, as the ultimate of the billionaires in terms of, people you don't want. But I always had a great relationship with Harry Reid, and frankly, if I weren't running for office, I'd be able to deal with her. I'd be able to deal with Reid. I'd be able to deal with anybody. But I think I'd be able to get along very well with Nancy Pelosi and just about everybody. Hey, look, I think I'll be able to get along well with Schumer, Chuck Schumer. I was always very good with Schumer. I was close to Schumer in many ways. And, it's important that you get along.
Hey, I lived in New York City and Manhattan all my life, okay? So, my views are a little bit different than if I lived in Iowa, perhaps.
Bye-bye.
Excuse me, just 1 second here. A lozenge. I have one.